How's it going, folks? Paul, IPAC instructor. I trust you are doing well. So a law that is sitting on Governor Pritker's desk is now requiring law enforcement agencies to work with the ATF when it comes to tracing data on firearms that are used in crimes. Now, on the surface, of course, this sounds like a good thing, right? However, we see that finally there is an admittance that there is in fact a registry. This shows us that the firearms that are being purchased, even though they say there is not registered to an individual, in fact, they really are. Now, we also have the Safety Act in the state of Illinois. So they're going after these firearms that are used in crimes in order to, find the individuals. But once these individuals are found, what is happening to them? They're often given nothing but a slap on the wrist, and in many cases are allowed to roam free on our fine streets of Chicago just to create that crime again. Also, how will this coincide with the new Senate Bill 8, which is the mandatory storage, right? This is, in fact, how they are going to find out how to extract and extort that $1,000 fine, that $10,000 fine from individuals who did not safely store their equipment as mandated by this other law, which is now currently sitting on the governor's desk. I see a lot of nefarious actions coming out of it, as always, just like when they create a new law and they give it some spiffy name, such as the Patriot Act, right? Wow, it just sounds so patriotic, when in fact we all know that it has been quite invasive in Americans' lives for many years now, all for the illusion of safety. My thought and my question for you is this. Do you find that these ongoing laws that have these favorable names to them, that give the illusion of making our streets here in Chicago safer, are they actually working? I consistently ask this question, and I just don't get a solid answer other than a lot of rhetoric from folk who, may be on my side, right? Who may not be on my side. They may be, the anti-gunners, if you will, and that's fine. But nowhere has anybody proven or shown to me that, in fact, the streets of Chicago are a safer place. What I am seeing is a lot of loops for folks to jump through. I'm seeing a lot of folks finding themselves being stripped of their rights, whether it be their First Amendment right, their Second Amendment right, the invasion of their privacy. And I just don't see the benefits of people and their safety in the Chicagoland area. So currently, this tracing of data of firearms that are used in crimes did pass in the state of Illinois. The bill is sitting on the governor's desk. You know he's going to sign it. And they are now required, law enforcement agencies are required to work with the ATF and sharing that data for finding these issues that are out there. We also saw that the administration in DC are wanting to combine the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, as well as the DEA, and put them into one agency. I don't know about you, but I foresee that as making the ATF a much more powerful entity. And I foresee it, in fact, giving them, as the GOA had stated, a much bigger budget, a lot more employees, and in fact, it would expand, give them more troops on the ground to enforce their, well, a lot of it's administrative rules, right? They aren't laws. They are just making rules. I think we need to see, coming out of Congress, actual reform, and perhaps for once something that is pro First Amendment, pro Second Amendment, but we shall see. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section, folks. I'll be seeing y'all soon. Check out that sign right there in Chicago, and stay safe.